What is going on? Welcome to episode 45 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, and my co-host on this one is David from ConMenRDW.
Hello, right? Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Well, before we get into this, quick word from our sponsors. If you'd like to get yourself a free book from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/NPC. There, you can get yourself, maybe Super Mario, How Nintendo Conquered America. Really good book. I'm really enjoying it. Of course, you have Console Wars, other books like that. That's audibletrial.com/NPC. Get your free book. If you decide to sign up, $15 a month, you get a book a month. It's a really good deal. Go do it. Help support the show. We appreciate it. Also, the chair I'm sitting in, OP Seat. It's a gaming chair. It's comfortable. It's affordable. Go to opseat.com. Use coupon code N64Josh. And lastly, if you would like to start your own podcast, you should use the podcasting host that I use, which is Podbean. And if you go to podbean.com/NPC and sign up for your free trial, you can actually help support this show that way too. So if you're thinking about starting a show, that's podbean.com/NPC. We got all the commercials out of the way. We're done selling out. So
got all that shameless plug housekeeping.
Yeah, it's all out of the way. Now, if you want to watch the show live, Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/N64Josh. If you miss the live show, but you still want to watch and or just listen, you can go to thelootcave.com/NPC45. And I'm going to give you guys a little spoiler. The website for this channel, or for this for the Nintendo Powercast, is actually going to be changing within the next couple of weeks. So I have purchased a new domain. I will be looking for contributors for a Nintendo news website that will also be the home of this podcast and probably the majority of my content. So pretty exciting stuff.
Business.
Yeah. So that's it. David.
Yes.
You just reached out to me. You tweeted at me.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I make some Nintendo content and I would like to collaborate. And I said, cool. I watched a few of your videos. I said, let's get you on the schedule. So,
and thank you for having me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So let's talk about your history with Nintendo. First games, first console. Give it to me.
First Nintendo console I had was Game Boy Color. I had Pokemon Blue version. It was for Christmas, and actually, I don't even think I actually knew that I wanted a Nintendo console. Like my parents got it for me for Christmas, and I just knew I saw the commercials with the Pokemon getting squished on the school bus, and I was like, that's a cool thing. I kind of want that. And then my parents got it for me, and I had it. But Pokemon was such a text-heavy game when I was 5, and I wasn't really paying attention to what was going on. So I didn't actually understand mentally what was going on with the Pokemon game until maybe I became 8 or something. But then what really came into fruition with me playing lots of Nintendo was when I was in second grade, and a friend of the family got me a Nintendo 64 with Mario Kart 64 and Super Mario 64. And because my cousin, he actually played Super Mario 64 a lot, and I just remember watching him play on Bomb Battlefield and fighting the King Babam on the top of the mountain. Mm-hmm. And it was so cool to me. So when I finally got my own Nintendo 64 and I won my first Grand Prix, first place, and I actually beat King Babam on Bomb Battlefield, I was hooked. And that was basically it from there. It was downhill from there, and I've been hooked ever since.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So what would you say are some of your favorite games from Nintendo?
My favorites are the Marios for sure. And I didn't actually start getting into Zelda until probably Wind Waker, because that was the most relatable game to jump into, because I was in elementary school and Link was a kid and stuff like that. So just going on an adventure with the kid around my age was so relatable. I actually started getting into Zelda then. And then also, just like everyone's noticing my Yoshi hat, I'm also a big Yoshi fan. Yoshi's Island is one of my probably like top 10 favorite Nintendo games. And also Yoshi Story was a really good one too.
Okay. Cool, man. Cool. So, what about your favorite Nintendo console?
Favorite Nintendo console? Man. As of right now, it has to be the Switch, but secondary to that, I might say GameCube.
Ooh.
No,
Oh.
probably Nintendo 64. No, probably. Yeah, probably Nintendo 64. Because then I had like I said, Mario 64, Mario Kart 64, and then all the rare games, all the classics. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie. Like those are I love
GoldenEye,
my
Perfect Dark.
action 3D platformers.
Did you get to play GoldenEye, Perfect Dark?
Oh, I did not get into the shooters on the N64, and also like even going back to those, like everyone has the nostalgia for them, and I tried to play the original N64 version of GoldenEye. I just can't get with the C buttons. I need a stick. I can't play with the buttons nowadays. I'm too spoiled with the double analog sticks.
Okay, I got a pro tip for you. Ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm grabbing a 64 controller right now. So I'm
Oh,
holding
here
it
we
up to
go.
the camera. So if you're just listening, bear with me. But when you go to play those old games, the
Yeah.
way we used to play is you'd put your left hand on the analog stick, and then your right hand you would run around with the C buttons, and it's backwards now from how we actually do it. Right?
So-
Well, what works with those games is to actually put your left hand on the D-pad and do the running around with that, and then your right
okay,
hand
I
on the
see.
stick, and you could still reach the B and A buttons, and you're good to go. You could still play
That's
it
so
like
much, yeah.
like a regular game. So, and if you have three hands, then you're set. You can actually do,
Then you're perfect.
you know,
It's
yeah,
fine.
you can do
Nothing to worry about.
all three, and you're fine. So. But there you go. There's your pro tip for shooters on the 64.
Mm-hmm.
But well, let's hear a little bit about your channel and some of the content you make.
Yeah, so my channel is ConMenRDW. My channel originally started as just like a anime convention and events channel, but over the last couple of years, it has expanded to more of my interests, which include Nintendo and anime and other cool, geeky, nerdy events and stuff like that. So, like as of recently, I went to the Mario Odyssey launch event that happened at Navy Pier in Chicago, and then also I went to some anime conventions over the summer. And then there's a whole bunch of other stuff I get into with some friends. So it varies off and on, but it's mainly video games and anime. So if you are into those things, then come over to my channel and I'll hook you up with that goodness.
That
For
goodness, that goodness. So, and there's some Nintendo content as well, right? I mean, you can do some vlogs
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Like I've been playing Mario Odyssey like everyone else. I made a couple of videos for Odyssey, like my favorite captures in the game and also my favorite kingdoms in the game. And also I made a video for my first initial moments with the game, which is me and probably my purest Nintendo moment. Like I almost cried on screen. It was pretty beautiful. And yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, very cool. Very cool. And what do you have a URL, a vanity URL for that channel?
Like just straight up
Like
like what they can type in the address
youtube.com/.
bar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, youtube.com/ just ConMenRDW.
Okay.
Also, if you go like on Facebook, ConMenRDW, just search ConMenRDW on most things, and you will find me.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we'll throw out the plugs at the end as well, just to make sure
For
that
sure.
everybody gets those URLs. But let's just jump into the regular show here. So, what have you been playing this last week? Obviously Odyssey, but anything else?
Yeah, obviously Odyssey. As of today, I started playing a little bit of Sonic Forces, and that's going. I'm trying my hardest to like give Sonic the benefit of the doubt with this one because like honestly with Mania that was like a huge nostalgia bomb for everybody, but unlike most kids I didn't actually have a Sega Genesis or that system to play the old Sonic games, so I actually didn't jump into Sonic Mania like that. So I'm more used to the more recent Sonic games. Like my most recent favorite Sonic game is probably Unleashed, unlike most people. So since then, like Colors and then Generations and Lost World actually was pretty good to me. So Sonic has like his pretty standard 7s and 8s that I'm sticking to.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not bad actually. It's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
I rented it, so that tells you where I stood on how if I was going to buy it or not. So
Yeah. All right. I
hmm
I ordered it. It'll be here Thursday. I
hmm
wasn't able to um, complete my order on Sunday like I was trying to do, so I ended up ordering it yesterday, and then it got
yeah.
my 2-day shipping from Amazon, and I get it Thursday. So I'm not
The
sure how
character
they
customization is
count that.
probably it's actually really fun, really charming thing, the character customization. So I hope they actually don't mind bringing that back, maybe. But
With
all
a
the Sonic, I have some friends that actually made Sonic OCs, and they're like, "Oh, I can't wait to make them in the game." And I'm like, "Oh, here we go, here we go."
Well, cool, man. So, um, basically, all I've been playing is Odyssey. That's all
hmm
I've had time for as of recent.
How many moons are
So,
you at?
uh, I, oh man, I know I'm over 200.
Okay.
So I know at one point yesterday, I think I went back to the first stage, and I was at exactly 200 because I remember Kirby Geek was like, "You're at exactly 200," and I'm reading into her text, but I think she had an eye roll when she said that. I'm not positive though. I think there's a chance. So
So your post credits, yeah.
yes, yep, yeah, and we are gonna keep this spoiler free.
Oh yeah.
So we are doing a spoiler cast on Thursday. I've
Ooh.
got my buddy Scrap Gear from Geek Ghost Gaming Podcast, and Captain Logan will be joining me for a Mario Odyssey spoiler cast. We will be doing it
Ooh, very
live
nice.
on Twitch at 8 p.m. And you'll also have it in your regular feeds as well. So,
Cool.
Kirby says I always make her sound so cruel.
Cool.
It's tough love. That's all. I know. I know. So, but yeah. So Odyssey's pretty much been it for me. Are you post credits as well?
Oh, I just broke like probably 420 like earlier today, so I'm in there.
Cool.
Mhm.
Cool. Very good. Very good. Well, as far as like pickups, did you pick up any games this last week?
No, I've just basically got Odyssey, and I've been I'm riding on that until Xenoblade Chronicles 2 on December 1st, pretty much.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So I finally got my copy of Retro City Rampage limited edition, the physical copy.
Ooh.
And it's actually
That's a good one,
really
actually.
cool. I'm going to grab it here. Okay, so sorry about the silence.
420.
But so here it is. I'm showing it in the camera right now. But here's the physical Retro City Rampage collector's
clean.
edition. But it came with too, because it shipped late. It came with interchangeable covers that look like classic.
That's
like
dope.
classic games. And my favorite one looks like Super Mario Brothers 2.
Oh,
you know?
that's so awesome, man.
So,
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. So
That game is like references upon references upon references.
oh, so many. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. I will be picking up Doom on Friday because
That comes out Friday?
yes.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I already have it on the Xbox One, but you know what? Gotta keep that Switch collection going. So we'll be picking.
I
that
actually
up.
haven't played the new. I've played it like on a friend's console, but I haven't like bought it myself. I haven't played through it yet. So actually, like I'm planning on probably getting it on my Switch. Yeah.
You're in for a treat. It's a great
Yeah,
game.
that and also Skyrim. So
Yeah.
two Bethesda good ones
Yeah,
on my Switch.
It's gonna be tough on the wallet the next.
For sure. Oh, for sure. For sure.
A few weeks. So, speaking of, let's talk about the releases coming out here.
Here we go.
Yeah, there's always way too many when it comes to the Switch. Which I mean, hey, it's a good thing compared to how things were with the Wii U when we were always just hoping.
Have you seen this
for,
recent ad Nintendo put out where it's like it's showing every month up until now, and then they hit like 80 games, and they're like, "There's plenty to play on the Switch," and we're just like, "Yeah, there is. It's too much. It's too much to play on the Switch."
Yeah,
Jeez.
way too much. Kirby says wallets across the net all feel the pain, and they are sure why. So let's see here. I'm actually going to just grab the Switch right now and go to the store so we can see what came out. Because I checked this morning, but obviously it updates the coming soon to the games that release. So as far as games that launched today, as soon as my eShop opens here,
I've been putting that wish list to work for sure. Bookmark and all that good stuff.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. So Sonic Forces, Uno, Farming Simulator, which, guys, if you can hold out and wait for the physical copy of Farming Simulator, you don't get one, but you get two options for the cover of that game. It's interchangeable. So,
Bro.
you know, I mean, that's kind of what I was on the fence about Farming Simulator, but now I can't miss that one. So pretty excited about that. And I'm kidding. I have no desire to play Farming Simulator. But looks like Heroes of the Monkey Tavern, Morphite, the Sparkle. I don't know if it's the Sparkle 2 Evo or the Sparkle Evo. Sparkle 2 Evo is how you say it. So we got and Chest Ultra, but that may have come out the week before. So that's 6 games right there. Then are you guys ready for Thursday? You've got Bonds of the Sky on 3DS. You've got Koi DX on the Switch. That's something to do with fish.
Okay.
Maria the Witch on Switch. Octodad, Dadliest Catch.
Octodad's coming to Switch? I did not know that.
Yeah.
That was a shadow drop.
Yeah, so that's coming out on the 9th.
Oh, boy.
A game called RTO, Reptile Takeover. It's coming to the 3DS. Spellspire coming to the Switch on the 9th. Super Putty Squad coming to the Switch. Talomere coming to the Switch on the 9th.
You're just saying a lot of things, and I'm like, why are you still saying names of games?
Yeah, I'm not done yet.
Like,
so
why are you still going?
I'm not done. Mario Party, the top 100, comes to the 3DS on the 10th. Snipper Clips comes to the 10th. Comes out on the 10th. The physical copy, if you already have it, you get the. I'm not sure. I think it's a free update.
If you have it, then it's not a free download. It's like paid DLC, but it's worth it.
Okay, maybe $10 or something. I'm not sure. I don't remember. But then you have Cat Quest and Doom.
That's too many. So it's too many indies.
That's a lot, guys.
Yeah,
that's a lot. And then the following week, it's not any better because that's the following week is it's a Pokemon week. So
yeah, it's Pokemon. Yeah.
So, you know, we're gonna be busy on the old Switch because we also got Rocket League on Tuesday. Yep, Kirby Geek said it right there. And don't forget Ben 10, my personal favorite. Like
Ben 10.
You know. I did pre-order Little Dude 2 Plus, so I have no idea.
Little Dude 2 Plus.
It looks like an old school Zelda game. I'm actually kind of excited to check it out. But man, the list just goes on and on and on. So many games coming out. It's a good time to be a gamer on the Nintendo Switch. That is for sure.
I actually saw a trailer for the Uno for Switch, and it has Rayman and Rabbids and Just Dance based decks, and the Rayman deck looks really cool. So I'm like, I might buy that on that alone. Maybe. It's bookmarked. Wish list for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, so many games coming out, but you know who's not putting out any games? EA. They have decided to wait a year to release more games on the Switch.
No, it makes no sense.
I'm shaking my head. I tweeted out
SMH.
So EA is waiting a year. I'm guessing maybe Nintendo's current network doesn't allow for microtransactions, maybe? Is that what EA is waiting? You know? Throwing a little shade. Just a little bit.
They're just mad that we're not trying to buy Madden every year. That's what they're mad about.
I guess. But, I mean, I don't know. FIFA is a lesser product. They just kind of set it up to fail. It's almost like they just don't have the time. Whatever.
It also launched without like online on it, right?
It had
Which
online,
is one
but
of the big reasons.
You can't play with a friend.
Oh yeah.
So, I don't know. I thought this was going to be a Capcom rant. Don't worry, Kirby. It's coming. So, this is what's interesting about EA right now. Is it's I was listening to the Ultimate History of Video Games, and this is like history repeating itself. EA waited until 1990 to make its first NES game. they just decided to stick with computer and did not want to mess around with consoles until 1990. That's 5 years after the NES was out. So, it you know they want to wait, and they're kind of just it seems like they're just throwing money away. Henny says K Cross says no Mass Effect. Henny says no Mass Effect for anyone. So, but that's kind of the thing. EA has a fairly rich library of older games that they could have very easily ported over to see what Nintendo fans would like.
They could drop trilogies like it's nothing, honestly.
Yeah. Mass Effect, Dead Space. There's the list is quite vast, and
honestly, I just want a Plants vs Zombies 2 on Switch. Like I think that would sell like crazy, honestly.
Yeah, like that's and they probably would have been better off testing the waters with some some indie games, finger quotes, right? But instead they're just waiting a year. So, okay. Some of the responses I got to my tweet were, "Oh, so we don't have to play any unfinished games from EA on the Nintendo platform?" Okay. Excuse me, guys. I'm fighting a cold, so bear with me. Okay, so Bandai Namco, we're just going to keep going with the news here, has 3 major games in development exclusively for the Switch in 2018 spring summer release. So my a guy I follow on Twitter named Stealth, his tweet I saw this morning was like, maybe one of those games is Smash, possible.
It is a possibility, yeah.
Like Smash 4 DX or something, who knows? Fingers crossed. Would you be pretty stoked for Smash?
What else did Namco Bandai work on that was on Nintendo, a Nintendo-based game? Or I'm trying to think of what else they could be working on.
I'm not entirely sure. I know Smash was one for sure, but they did say these are exclusives for the Switch. So
exclusives for Switch.
Yeah, it could be some kind of Pac-Man game, because that's
that'd be dope.
That's
another Pac-Man world.
That's their thing. But so who knows? But that's exciting. That's early 2018, spring summer. Kirby Geek says they used to have the Tales of games on there. So.
Oh yeah, true. I could also see them porting like over some anime fighters that they had, or anime RPGs that they had on other consoles as well, like Sword Art Online or Naruto or Dragon Ball Z or something like that. Get some of those anime fans some good games on Switch.
Yeah. You never. We just don't know. We don't know, but that's exciting. That's another third party that's on board with the Switch. This is kind of interesting. This article just came out this week. It says Japanese third parties unconvinced of the Switch are now scrambling. They're scrambling to get games out on the Switch. Some of them probably sat back and wondered if it was going to be another Wii U, which you can't blame them, right?
Yeah,
you can't blame them, but. In my opinion, like looking back now, I would say that most companies should have viewed the Switch as going to be a strong system for Nintendo based on the fact that the DS still sells so strong month after month. Their handheld, the handheld gaming is they've got it. It's on lockdown.
Yeah, they can't be touched in handheld.
No.
And they just made it even better for themselves with the Switch.
Exactly. So, obviously hindsight's 2020, but that would have helped. You have companies like Capcom that should have had a Monster Hunter game ready for the Switch in North America this holiday. They've already got a 3DS port on the Switch in Japan.
Yeah.
Double cross. Monster Hunter, I recently checked like the top selling 3DS games, and like Monster Hunter's in there, up on that list, like I want to say in the top 5 or top 10 at least. They do very well. So, why?
Yeah, like the Monster Hunter franchise kept afloat because of Nintendo fans specifically. Like I know people that bought a DS specifically to play Monster Hunter on that thing. And the fact that like when they ported it over to the Switch, that they didn't also bring it over to America, like has a lot of my friends bummed out. So yeah, the fact that Monster Hunter Worlds is going to Xbox One, PS4, and PC, and nothing coming to Switch, or even like word of Double Cross coming to Switch soon in America is weird.
Yeah, it's an odd thing. And I mean, and typically, like we would get like 4 generations, right? So like we would get the like Kirby Geek saying there, like the limited editions, or the almost like the game of the year versions of the game. Like maybe they have some more DLC or a little bit, hey, we've added this or that, whatever. And that's what I anticipated with Double Cross. I thought we'd be seeing Double Cross by now over in the States. And we have nothing. And then the fact there's a big announcement for World and for Monster Hunter World, it's in Xbox and PS4 and nothing on the Switch. It's like it's weird. And then, Capcom tests the waters with Street Fighter, which
Street Fighter Ultra Street Fighter 2 did really good, surprisingly.
Yeah, especially a lot of people say it was kind of overpriced, which I mean, it probably could have come in at like 19, maybe 29, but 39 is a little steep for that old of a game. But then we've also got Resident Evil Revelations coming out, so
true.
They do have some games coming out, but like, I don't know. Monster Hunter would have been like a slam dunk, I would think. But maybe Capcom's not one of these companies that's scrambling quite as much, but they are more just waiting for the install base to get there before they launch in the Monster Hunter in the US. I don't know.
I mean, come year 2 of the Switch, like no one can even try to say that the Switch, like they're waiting for the Switch, see how the Switch is doing, because after this holiday, if you're not on Switch by next E3, you're missing out. So
yeah, for sure. Yeah, the other one that everybody was going crazy about,
missing Okami,
is Okami. But then the Disney collection, the Disney Afternoon collection, like,
yeah, that was a weird miss.
Yeah, and and they could easily do a Mega Man collection. So I don't know. There's some ways they could be getting games out there a little bit quicker. I'm sure, but again, this is me standing on the outside saying, "Oh, this is super easy," blah, blah, blah. But you would think, just from a business standpoint, that they would want to be getting software and having their name out on this system that's so hot. But and Henny makes a good point. He says, "I'm not going to lie. As long as there isn't a scramble with a bunch of garbage titles, that's fine."
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, look, back in the 80s, Nintendo allowed a company 5 games a year. Max. They were allowed 5 games. Yeah, so you had companies like Konami forming a secondary company because their games did so well. Nintendo allowed them to create a secondary company like Ultra Games so that they could put out a total of 10 games each year, but their quality was high enough that it worked. We are seeing just such a flood of games that, like, man, I feel for some of these indie devs and stuff that, like, this time of year, like, we're seeing so many holiday titles come from not only indies but triple A's, that it's like, who has time? Who has time? Even like streamers that like stream full time, 40 hours a week, whatever.
Too much. That's too much.
How do they even keep up with it? So, I mean, it's great to have all the options, but I don't know. It's crazy. It's just some of these larger companies, it would be nice to see them like finally take notice and start, start getting some of their games out there. Because to be honest, if Madden had come out from EA this year, that would have been the system I bought it on, because I would have bought it on the Switch, because that's the system I can take on the go. I've always wanted a good Madden on the go. I've always wanted that. I would play it on Game Boy Advance. It was the worst thing possible, but hey, you know what? I would do it. DS, like, it was terrible. Now we get a
Was
system.
did NBA 2K sell well? Like, where the sales go for that?
That I'm not sure. I haven't checked, but um, I have a copy that's not opened. Don't at me, okay? I know. So, but games that have sold well, Mario plus Rabbids was 19% of all software sales in quarter two for the Switch. That is awesome. That is a third party that got a got a little creative freedom with Mario. Put out a stellar game that is a lot of fun, and it's even so. Not only is it in the 19% of all software in quarter two. Give me 1 second. I want to pull up one more statistic that I saw.
That game was godly low key. Like, I'm still playing it actually to this day. Like, I haven't finished it. Actually, that game is actually very as tricky as people say it is. Like, I'm stuck on the abominable snowman boss.
Same here
on World 2. When you get Peach, I'm still stuck there. As I'm trying not to use easy mode, but I'm probably gonna crack and just do it because I just want to finish that game. I've been stuck there for like 2 months. I just want to finish it. And then they added the DLC, which is obnoxiously hard. Just chain chomps everywhere. I'm just like, oh no.
Oh, lovely. So here we go. Amazon's U.S. top-selling games so far this year. Number 1, Mario Odyssey. Number 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Number 3, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Switch. Number 4, Horizon PS4. Awesome. Glad to see that game there.
It's a good one.
Number 5, Splatoon 2. Number 6, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Wii U.
Ooh.
Number 7, Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix. Number 8, Crash Bandicoot Collection. Number 9, GTA 5. Who keeps buying that game? I swear that GTA must make a disposable disc and people just keep buying it. I don't understand. Number 10, Call of Duty World War II. Number 11, Uncharted Lost Legacy. Number 12, Resident Evil 7. Number 13, Mario plus Rabbids. Number 14, ARMS.
Nintendo's like half of that list, actually. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they've been killing it. They've been killing it. I mean, to have like
some
almost
people who got banned buying new accounts.
It's all the people. That's funny. That's funny. Kirby Geek rip poking. Hey, a few of us have it.
Hey,
small.
It's a
few.
good one. It's a good one.
Small few. But anyway, so that's really exciting to see that Nintendo software is like the top 3 games on Amazon are all Nintendo, and I think Mario Odyssey is the fastest selling Mario game in history.
2 million in 3 days.
That's bonkers. That's bonkers. I love it. It's a great time. It is a great time to be a Nintendo fan. That is for sure. So, a Pokemon movie came out. I'm not really a big Pokemon guy. I have nothing against it. I play Pokemon Go every day. I don't even know what it is sitting in a gym right now earning me money. So, like it's cool. But did you see the movie?
Yeah, actually, I did go and see it with a friend on Sunday because they were having select screenings, I think, Sunday and Monday. And it was doing so well, they actually added some more showings this week. So I had some more friends who went and saw it throughout this week.
What'd you think?
It was good. Okay, so before we actually started, like we were talking about how this is the 20th Pokemon movie.
Yeah,
and you said you don't even remember any past like the third one. Yeah, because there's such an oversaturation of Pokemon movies. Like me personally, I'm not like a huge Pokemon fan, but I love the series. And like, yeah, I haven't really watched a Pokemon movie. For those of you in the chat who remember all the Pokemon movies since like maybe Pokemon Forever in like early 2000s, but since this one was basically the anniversary movie, the one that was reimagining the beginning of Pokemon where Ash first meets Pikachu, I think everyone for the most part knows that moment. So like there was a lot of people actually in the theater watching this movie. more than I expected. There were people of all ages, like my age, and then there were like kids who I guess watch the show on Cartoon Network currently that don't even know who like that Ash is from, originally from Pallet Town. And then there were like parents and people older than me in the theater, so it was actually really surreal seeing so many people of so many different age ranges in this movie theater. But as far as like the movie itself goes, it was good. It was I almost teared up a couple times because it hits a couple of those key moments from the first season of Pokemon where it will make you cry. So, but yeah, it was a good one. I highly recommend seeing it, and if you miss it in the theaters, get that DVD for sure.
So they launched a Pokemon movie the same week as Thor Ragnarok. I wonder.
No, true. I actually forgot Thor even came out this week because of Pokemon.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Well, okay. This is my extent of like Pokemon, the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
I was managing a coffee shop that was connected to a movie theater. I may have told this on here before. But the big deal with the very first Pokemon movie is you were given a Mewtwo card that was right? It was it was like it was sparkly and it was like a space Mewtwo or something.
Yeah, it was like an ancient hieroglyphic Mewtwo and Mew card, yeah.
Right, the Mew card, right?
Mew
yeah,
card,
it's
yep.
all like Kirby's like all caps.
Worth guap. It is very, yep.
Okay. This hurts me saying this. I had like basically the movie theater I was at didn't have very many people show up for the movie. So they had a box of all those cards and they gave them to me. So I had a box of just that card.
What did you do?
It's
like what did you do?
It's gone. I don't know what happened to it. But,
no.
Literally there was probably 150 to it may have had it had a lot of them. I can't even remember the number. It was a lot. You
had a house in that box.
I know. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, I had big plans of selling them on eBay, and then
I'm mad because like how all these Pokemon cards are coming back into like the cycle and they're becoming expensive. Like I went back through some Pokemon cards that I had as a kid. I didn't actually play the game. I just had the cards because they look cool. And like how all the Charizards are expensive. Like you can get $5,000 for a mint condition Charizard. And I did not have one, but I had like an e-reader card when the Game Boy Advance had the e-reader cards. I had like an e-reader Pikachu that goes for like $25. I was like, ooh, okay.
Yeah, man. Like yeah. See what happened when we moved out of the house that I had those cards in. We were actually trying to
press F to get rid of our Pokemon cards.
Yeah. We were trying to get away from a flood. Like we lived right on a river and it was about to crest like over the dike. And so like we were like, about to come over the dike. And so we were like, oh no, in 8 hours we moved out of that house. That was the last time I saw those cards. So, yeah. So either somebody was like, these might be worth something and snagged them or I don't know. So, yeah, rip that one. So I just let's move on. I can't talk about it anymore.
Shame.
So Black Friday from Nintendo, we are getting a 2DS with Ocarina of Time already on it. It is a green wedge. Are you a big Zelda fan? Is this tempting you?
You had me until the wedge, and I was like, why? Why though?
Yeah, like why not the new 2DS, right?
I mean, they're trying to get rid of them in the factory. They're just like, we gotta get rid of these things. Bundle them.
Yeah. So, sad story. Again, another sad story.
Here we go.
My nephew, who I just bought a 2DS for just a couple months ago. I still need to get the video out. He dropped his and it broke. Happy story. I have the protection plan, so I just have to just have to get it back from him and trade it out for him. So that'll be good. But Henny says because of backstock, make it green, put Zelda on it. Like I'm not gonna lie, like if
it's a quality purchase.
If my wife ended up snagging that for me or whatever, like that'd be a cool thing to add to the collection. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. Would I open it and play it? No, I already have the game. I already have a 3DS. There's no reason to, but that box looks good, you know.
Yeah.
Not quite as good as last year's.
With that Mario 3DS?
Oh, that 3DS, the black and the white one? Man, oh man.
I had to wait in line for some friends to get 2 of those last year, and those were really hard to find. Those were like big ticket.
Yeah. I wish I had one. One day.
I wish Nintendo still cared about the plates. I have like so many of those things.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, exactly. It is like Logan said, well, it's a $20 game on an $80 system, so it's about $60 for a system. That's a cheap Nintendo system with one of the best games ever made as a stocking stuffer. True that.
The best version of the best game ever made, too.
Yep. He had a box of 200 2DSs and lost them. Please don't. Let's not say that. That makes me sad. We also get Zelda Breath of the Wild Explorer Edition. So,
if you don't have it yet, which who doesn't have it yet? It's for the 10 people that don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this game, when it came out, they sold more copies of this game than actual Switches. So, but Nintendo knows that we love collecting anything Nintendo. It's been this way since the 80s. I mean, you put Mario. I'm listening to that Super Mario book. I kid you not. Like, they're like, you want Mario on a faucet? You got it. You want him on a fan? Fine.
Yeah.
You want him on the post that holds the fan? You got it. Like, Mario was literally everywhere. Cereal, fruit snacks, drinks, McDonald's toys. Mario was everywhere.
It was a good time.
We like those tangible items. Hey, guess what? They're throwing in a explorer's guide and a map. That map, it's that's old school. That's old school. Kirby,
Go
ahead, read it.
Kirby Geek said, I already know 7 different people who are rebuying it because of the new box, map, and the book.
There you go. See?
Yeah.
It's working. It's literally going to outsell Odyssey because of this new... They're like... The Zelda team is like, we gotta outsell Odyssey. We gotta think of a way.
Captain Logan says, everyone that bought the Odyssey bundle already, parents can just get Zelda with the guide for their kids, so when they don't Mario, they can just go to another long game. Smart.
Right. And it has a guide so they won't bug me, right? Just read the guide. Read the guide, kid. You're good.
Printing money.
You're good. So, no, like, I mean, yeah, it looks cool. The cardboard box, like, I love that kind of stuff. I bought the special edition of Fire Emblem.
Don't those amiibos come out this week?
What amiibo?
The Guardian amiibo.
No, I think it's December.
Oh. Okay, I thought that came out sooner than that.
I think. Don't. We got Doom. I can't think about Amiibo right now. We got Doom. So, well, the next thing we were going to get into is Sonic Forces. We kind of already talked about that a little bit. So we have a handful of listener questions. The first one I'm going to take from Twitter. This is from Nintendo. It's Nintendo, but it's with a 10, like the 10.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Nintendo Switch. And it says, topic I would like to discuss. Now that we are looking to the next big Nintendo announcements for 2018, would you like to see Super Mario Maker 2 on the Switch? And what improvements or additions would you like to see? David, I'm going to let you start.
The question was, do we want to see a Super Mario Maker 2 on the Switch?
Yeah, and what improvements or additions?
Super Mario Maker 2 on the Switch. Personally, when I play Super Mario Maker, I have this thing with games where you have basically infinite options of creating things. I don't really create things, I mainly play them. So if anything, I would like for people to be able to, I don't know. Like the people made so many like crazy like death trap levels and like levels that make people rage. It was like a rage level simulator, Mario Maker. So I didn't have too much experience with that game. So I'm gonna pass it to you for that one.
Well, some of the things I would like to see, I actually can't mention because they would be like spoilers for Odyssey. But there's things that happen in Odyssey that I would love to see kind of added to a new Mario Maker. I don't want to go into too much detail because again, I don't want to spoil anything because it's so good.
Oh, actually, no, I got something then. Some more power-ups. Like, give us more power-ups than just the mushroom and the fire flower. Give us like the Tanuki tail. Give us like the ability to make water levels too.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool.
And I know that a lot of the community wants hills. They want to be able to just slide, and have hills. Since it's Super Mario Maker 2, if that's what it is, like we're just hypothetical. Maybe some Super Mario 2 assets. Maybe pull some radishes and add some of that kind of stuff, And Captain Logan says, "Can I get a Mario Maker with Metroid, like a Metroid Maker?" Who knows? So, let's create our own planets for people to play through. That'd be great. I mean, the more that we can
use the like Kingdom Creator tool that they have in Mario Run, but like make your own world maps, like Mario 3 style world maps, and then you can just make different worlds in those. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I really think they could. I think they could really expand on that and make better use of the. Because that's the one thing. Like when I first got Mario Maker, I was planning on doing what you just described. Like I'm going to literally make world 1 through 8. I'm going to make all the levels. And then when I realized it was like, well, you kind of just make a level and upload one at a time. It's not like I was kind of like, oh, that's kind of a bummer,
Like you can't make like a series of levels.
Yeah. So hopefully we could see that where you could kind of, maybe
string them together.
Yeah, so it's stuff that's similar assets or whatever. If it's at night, during the day, whatever the case may be. So that's a few of the things I would like to see for a Mario Maker 2.
Ooh, or make our own boss battles.
That'd be fun too.
Instead of just fighting Bowser at the Koopalings in there.
That'd be fun too. And like I said, there's 2D Mario stuff that happens in Odyssey. That's not a spoiler, but the things that happen I don't want to talk about, but they're awesome. And I'd love to see some of those assets added to Mario Maker. So so this is from Draco Augustus. It says, what's y'all's he's from Texas. What's y'all's favorite retro stylized new game for the Switch? And anybody in chat's welcome to answer this as well. Do you have one off the top of your head?
Retro stylized new game on the Switch.
Like Stardew Valley or Golf Story, that kind of stuff. Like the 8-bit, 16-bit style of game.
Probably Golf Story is my answer right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's pretty tough to beat. It has that it almost has that Zelda charm to it, like the like Link to the Past or whatever. Also the Earthbound kind of look as well.
Oh, Slime Son. I'm looking through my Switch right now. Slime Son is a really good one. It's like a 2D side scroller, Super Meat Boy-esque type of game, where like a slime inside of a giant worm. Okay. That one has a really cool retro style to it. I love that one.
I don't have it yet, but I have played Gunvolt, which is great. I don't know if it counts or not, but Blaster Master, really, really good. The Blaster Masters, I think it's 0. That one's fun.
Does Octopath Traveler count?
I mean, it might.
2D HD?
It might. Zora Strike Gunvolt? Yeah, exactly, Logan. The other one you can't not mention is Shovel Knight.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Of course.
Like, you can't.
That goes unspoken.
Yeah, you can't leave that one out. So, I love Shovel Knight. So this is from Captain Logan. It says, "Is LA Noire going to be good enough litmus test for Rockstar to decide on what other games they will bring to the Nintendo Switch?" What do you think, David?
I don't know, Matt, because I played the heck out of some GTA 5 and some GTA Online, but LA Noire I passed on, even on like PS4, so I don't know how many people are going to pick that up. I know there's a lot of people who did like the game and will pick it up on Switch, but yeah, it's kind of like one of those things where it's a really specific game that hits a specific audience, and I don't know if it'll be able to come back, especially since it's a port. But I'm hoping that won't deter them from making potentially just Grand Theft Auto Online on Switch, or in the future any other type of Rockstar specific game for Switch.
Yeah, I'm still really hoping for Rockstar Table Tennis 2. Like that's
Rockstar Table Tennis 2.
you know, that's what I'm pulling for. But it's a it's a good question. I mean, it does seem like a fairly niche title, and so is it going to be for most Switch owners? I don't know.
Kirby Geek says Red Dead or Bully would have been a better test game. I would have gotten Bully or Red Dead for sure, because I'm looking forward to Red Dead 2, and I haven't played the first one really, so that would have been a better game for me.
Yeah, she's right, and who knows? Like, I mean, because I don't even remember if are all of those games M rated. Is Bully even M rated? I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think so. I think Bully was rated M.
I think
they're swearing in all of them. So
yeah, so
I think they hit rated M.
But maybe this was an easy thing for them to port to Switch while they were doing this, since they were doing it for the other systems anyway. And so, I mean, I'm gonna pick it up, and I'm gonna pick it up on the Switch, not the Xbox or the PS4, just because. I mean, well, one, that's the system I like to buy games on at the moment. But I never have played it, so
I need to have faith and double down like Bethesda and just put Red Dead Redemption 2 or some other game, just Grand Theft Auto Online standalone on Switch. Just wrap it up on that,
and then we will finally have an answer to why people keep buying Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Because I still can't figure it out. That game sells so well month after month. I'm like, who's just now getting into this? But I do. As soon as the question was asked, Kirby Geek's answer was, "I'm gonna go with no, LMAO." So I just want to make sure we got that out there. So Captain Logan, who asked the question, says, "I think that LA Noire is a development test for Rockstar." Yeah,
okay, that makes sense.
Maybe that's the case. Maybe it is something that they're just like, hey, how well can we get a game on this system?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there's not a whole lot of. I mean, maybe the cost isn't really. There's not too much involved with doing this port to the Switch. So, who knows? I hope it does well. And I think the. What I've seen as far as like demographic of Switch owners, it's like kind of younger teens to older adults, and so it could
the
actually,
demographic that they're marketing to perfectly.
It could be okay, it could be all right. So Logan has another question here. So should we temper our expectations for sales this holiday season for Switch sales, since it has been available since March? Most hardcore gamers already have one. I kind of talked about this last week on the show. I think what it's going to do is free up systems for non-hardcore, so that it's going to be easier for parents who are looking at their kids' list and the Switch is at the top. They'll be like, oh, hey, there's hopefully some available. I mean,
like, I'm already seeing more Switches on store shelves just freely. Like, when I walk into a Best Buy, I just see like 1 or 2 Switches in the Nintendo section. I'm like, oh, that's new. That's pretty cool.
And the thing, like, the scalpers and things like that, they're not even really marking them up on like OfferUp and things like that anymore. I
can't do that anymore.
People are just going and buying them new. So I think Nintendo, I think they know what's going on, and I think that's why they gave us those numbers of why that, I think that we're at like 7.63 million right now, and they're projecting like 14 million or something like that by the end of the fiscal year. Like, I mean, that's a huge number, but if it's gonna all boil down to if they can keep enough of them in stock. I think at this point,
all they got to do is start selling alternate Joy-Con colors and outside of bundles, and they will clean up.
Yeah, right. Just start adding new colors and don't sell them by themselves. Just
Yeah.
attach them to a system. Don't give them ideas. Stop it. They could be listening. So, yeah. So that was our questions for the week. So I have one last question, which is our retro question, and this is for you in chat as well. Odyssey is full of references to previous Mario games, all the way back to Nintendo games. Period. All the way back to Game and Watch. What other games would you like to see get this treatment? So, you know how we go from current Odyssey graphics to 2D. What other games would you like to see this happen in? I mean, it could be Zelda, Metroid, something like that. David, what do you think?
I would love to see Sonic respect his heritage as well as Mario does. And I would love to see, instead of like a 3D, 2D Sonic, just get like Sonic straight up pixelated running through levels that way. Like that would be, I think that would work out perfectly for him, honestly.
K-Cross 202 Puffball 10 both said
Zelda for sure. Yeah.
Zelda, and I mean Zelda that was kind of the first choice that I thought of as well, because of just the way things work in Zelda. In a way, what they are doing in Odyssey, they kind of took from Zelda: A Link Between Worlds. Where you go 2D.
Oh, where he could go on the walls. Yeah.
Go onto the walls and run around. We kind of saw something similar to that. And so I think it would be great to see a Zelda game where Link has to travel. I mean, okay, we're just going to geek out for a minute here. All right.
Sure. Okay.
So bear with me. But what if we had a Zelda game that you had to go and assist Link as Link in each one of the past games. So starting with the original NES, there was a little part of the story that you can see him doing, and you can step in and actually help, maybe play a little bit in that game. And then boom, got to go to the next one.
Legend of Zelda Generations.
And then go to Link's Adventure, and then the Super Nintendo, and so on. It's and I would love to see this done with Mario games as well, where you just see Mario not only traveling, like Bowser's not only captured the princess, but he's taken her through time. And so you have to, you've got to travel through time, and by traveling through time, you're actually going back through the past games. I mean, could you imagine seeing Bowser
Mario
running past Donkey Kong in the original Donkey Kong game and snagging Pauline at the same time, So there's so much. Captain Logan, it's so funny you say that. I want the quantum. I do. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, oh my gosh, I just described the quantum leap of video games. And so, Legend of Zelda: Generations of Link. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Kirby's like, what about the timelines? Nintendo just makes that stuff up anyway. Come on. You're breaking the lines. Hey,
the game starts with Miyamoto just ripping the Historia, and then it just begins with that.
Yeah, it's like the paradox or whatever in Back to the Future 2.
Don't cross the street.
Don't interact with your past self. You'll screw up the present or whatever. So, but I mean, this could be fun in Metroid. It could be fun in Kirby. There's such a rich history of games that it would almost be a shame to not see this kind of stuff happen, especially what we've seen with Odyssey and just how they've just really I don't know. To me, it was just, I can't stop smiling. I cannot stop smiling as I play Odyssey because I see so much fan service, and literally as I was completing Odyssey, I was doing it in handheld mode because I was sick and I was hanging out with my family, and we were just kind of, TV was on, whatever. And I just kept, I was like, I can't. I just kept saying, I can't even. I can't even.
Okay,
Right now. I can't even.
even.
And that's what and my wife's like, what are you watching? I'm like, I can't even tell you. I can't even tell you. And like, it was so much fan service, and I would love to see that kind of thing happen with some other games. Like I said, Metroid, Kirby.
Yeah, like the way Nintendo just blatantly just references their history in all types of ways in Mario Odyssey is like something I respect, and also it's just something I love so much, because just like spoilers, Dumbledore. But the way that they just respect their history so much in Odyssey, I'm just in love with that. I'm just like, they know we know that they know.
Right.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, Dave, we just hit that hour mark. So would you mind just plugging all your links?
Shameless plug time. Yeah, you guys can find me at ConMenRDW everywhere. YouTube, Facebook, on Twitter, just hashtag ConMenRDW there, and you will find my tweets. But I am at Mario Party Animal on Twitter. That's party with no A, so MarioPrty Animal on Twitter. And I make all sorts of gaming videos based around Nintendo content, and also I do, if you like anime and conventions and other type of geeky nerdy stuff like that, I cover all of that on my channel. And yeah, I've been having a good year so far, so hopefully next year will be just as good, if not better. So this is my first time ever guesting on a actual Nintendo podcast, so this is great. Thanks for having me, Josh.
Oh, absolutely, dude. It's been fun.
Yeah.
I'm glad you reached out. Guys, you're going to find me on Twitter at N64Josh. You're going to find me on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. All the places are N64Josh. I got music playing in the background. I'm like, hey, I hear the end of the music or the end of the podcast music playing. I need to mute that so that there we go. So it doesn't record itself twice. We do it live, right? We do it live. I was on the Enthusiast Life podcast talking about Mario stuff with my buddy Mark Turcott. So if you guys wouldn't mind, go check that out. Thanks
for the sub, Captain Logan.
I think you'll I think you'll enjoy it. So that's the Enthusiast Life podcast. It's on iTunes, I believe Podbean as well. So go check that out. We do this show live Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, twitch.tv/N64Josh. If you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, you can go to audibletrial.com/NPC. I highly recommend Super Mario, How Nintendo Conquered America. Also, guys, the chair I'm sitting in, OP Seat. You can go to opseat.com. Use coupon code N64Josh. Comfortable, affordable gaming chair. Highly recommend it. And lastly, if you're thinking about starting your own podcast, you can go to podbean.com/NPC and, start talking about video games, Nintendo, whatever you want. Like, give it a shot. You got nothing to lose. And you help support the show by going to podbean.com/NPC. If you have a minute, you can leave us a review on iTunes. I'd really appreciate it. It helps us get into that top 200, which we've been in and out of. So, if you enjoy this stuff, let me know. Hit us with a 5-star review. I'd really appreciate it. If you're here with us live, Puffball, Captain Logan, Alka-Seltzer-Tini, K-Cross, Kirby, anybody that I'm missing, please forgive me. Let's see. I just saw a new name here. Mirage, Leonardo 84, and anybody else that's just maybe been lurking. Captain Logan, Henny. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here with us. I really appreciate it. David, thank you again. And guys, we'll see you Thursday for Mario Odyssey spoiler cast.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. So thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Okay. All right, chat. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for being here. So let's see. We're gonna go.
That was fun.
We're gonna go raid somebody real quick. Yeah, good job, David.
Thanks.
Did you?
That was fun.
Were you nervous?
A little bit in the beginning, but I was like, oh yeah, this is. Fisherman, you know this. You know this.
You know this. You can do it. You can do it. Let's see. Let's see. Who is streaming something Nintendo right now? Well. I think we rated this gal last week. Hannah Bart, I believe is her name. So let's raid her again. Hit her with a NPC raid, guys. And thank you again for watching. Let's head on over her channel. NPC raid. Let's blow up her chat with some emotes. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you over there, and you guys take it easy.
Later.